Lotus founder Colin Chapman lived by the ethos, simplify, then add lightness. And it's served the company well for decades, producing focused, lightweight sports cars like the Elise and the Exige, without complications like power steering and automatic transmissions. Until now. Meet the Lotus Exige S Roadster Automatic. It's the first Exige without a clutch pedal. The supercharged 3.5 litre V6 engine is paired with a 6-speed automatic gearbox instead of the usual 6-speed manual, to put a different spin on Lotus's hardcore image. But that doesn't mean the brand with the rich Formula One history has gone soft. The engine is good for 257 kilowatts of power and 380 newton meters of torque. Now couple that with a curb weight of just over 1100 kilos, and the Exige S is a very rapid machine. Now most of those Lotus trademarks are present. The steering has no power assistance, so at speed it is really direct. It reacts instantly to your responses. I mean, it's straight ahead. When you're driving in traffic, you actually need to make sure you've got a steady hand because it can wander around the road a bit. And at low speed, it is really heavy, so it makes parking a bit of a chore. The trade-off, of course, though, is when you get into some corners, you feel really connected to the steering. The suspension is really firm, and coupled with the big Pirelli tyres, it generates plenty of grip in the corners. But that also means the ride is a bit harsh, particularly on these back roads, and the tyres do generate a lot of noise, so it can get a bit overbearing. But like all modern Lotuses, it's designed to be at home on a racetrack, and it really has retained that go-kart-like feeling that has made the Elise and the Exige such cult hits. The Exige's hardcore image has been improved for 2015 by the addition of the previously optional race pack, which is now fitted as standard. It adds Lotus's dynamic performance management system, which allows you to switch into a sport or race mode for added performance. It also opens a valve in the exhaust to improve the soundtrack. But obviously the real story of this car for now is the addition of the automatic gearbox. Lotus wants it to broaden the appeal of the car, but make it a no less dynamic proposition. They've succeeded on some level because the automatic is no slower than the manual. In fact, that's a bit of a trend in modern sports cars. We've seen a shift away from the manual transmission. And Lotus think that by having the automatic, it will allow drivers to feel more engaged and stay a bit more focused on the other aspects of the car, maximising the grip and the performance that this car offers. But it's a traditional automatic gearbox. It's not one of the modern dual clutch units that are more popular amongst the true sports cars. Although the hardware is sourced from an external supplier, the Lotus engineers have put their own software onto the gearbox to make the shifts really aggressive and quick. And certainly in manual mode, when you do pull on these paddles behind the wheel, there is a real thud when the gearbox clunks in and it feels pretty sharp. But in day-to-day traffic, leave it in drive mode, it'll shift okay, but again, they're aggressive shifts because it's designed to get the best out of the engine in terms of its performance. It's not about commuting to work every day. But that's not to say the interior of the Exige isn't nice. Our car was fitted with the premium pack, so the seats were finished in a nice quilted leather and there was carpets on the floor. But the standard car still comes with a lot of exposed aluminium, which I'm sure would make Chapman proud. But where the Exige S hits a bump in the road is the price. At $137,990 plus on-road costs, it is squarely in the same territory as the Porsche Boxster S. The German machine is a match for the Lotus dynamically, but is a class above when it comes to refinement, both in terms of driving composure and interior comfort. But the Exige S does remain the car for the enthusiast driver who wants that hardcore racer's edge. An automatic Lotus will never appeal to some enthusiasts, but it's fair to say that this Exige S does stay true to the brand's ethos. It is a small, compact, lightweight sports car, and that would make Colin Chapman very proud.